Bart, what's causing your ooga booga talk? My special little guy's noogle has turned to goo-goo. The whole town's gone nuts. Security cameras, mysterious vans, crop circles. There's got to be a connection. Maybe the police know something.
Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to the Simpsons hit and/or run, as we take control of the matriarch of the Simpsons family, Marjorie. And, yeah, we have a tailing mission to... Holy fuck, man, and Chief Wiggum is fucking booking it. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, when there's donuts on the line, by God, the police are gonna be gunning it all the way down to the bloody donut shop. But anyway, yeah, we're taking control of Marge in the early hours of the evening. I believe this time of day will be called dusk. And yeah, it's a pretty unique setting as we return to our first level of the game, but now with much harder missions. Ah, yes.
Chief Wiggum, I need you to find out what happened to Bart. Could you show me where the crop circle is? There's got to be a clue to curing Bart.
Ah, that's cute. I'd love to help, but I got sugar withdrawal real bad. The donut store is closed, and I got a monkey on my back screaming for Cruller. Oh, he's screaming.
By the way, interesting little tidbit regarding, policemen and, the often donut myth that, oh, cops are always eating them donuts. Yeah, actually, one of, I mean, it's a bit of a myth, but in turn it's also got a bit of history behind it, in the sense that, again, when police were often late at night off on the beat, one of the few places that were open apart from, well, less conspicuous places like, pubs or whatever else, was donut shops. They're open 24 hours a day, so where else is a police? On a stakeout, on the beat, on the patio, at the beach, wherever good times are had, rest assured, there'll be a donut in hand. And, yeah, we pretty much just beat up the Lard Lad donuts, get back to Chief Christopher Wiggum. Actually, his name is Clancy, I don't know why I called him Christopher, but acqueeshed. And, yeah, he pretty much just tells us to bugger off and go look for Cletus, since he's a slack-jawed yokel. And probably knows a little bit more about those mysterious crop circles cropping up around, Springfield. But yeah, then we go off and visit Cletus, and that comes to another mechanic similar to one that I think I pointed out during Lisa's level, where you pretty much have to change the character's outfit to do, like, 1 or 2 missions with. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they force you to do that. They mainly force you to do it twice as, Marge, first of which is with the inmate outfit, and then Officer Marge, which we'll be seeing next time, so enjoy the traditional Marge Simpson outfit as she runs with her hands outstretched like a zombie. Yes, a zombie. Why is that store closed when the lights are still on? That's just inviting people to come inside right at the end of your shift going, yeah, hi, I know you're completely closing up and you got all the chairs on the table, but do you still do breakfast? You know, when it's like 9 o'clock in the fucking evening. Piss off and go the fuck home, you silly bastards. Yeah, well. But anyway, just kind of talk about level 1 Springfield, now in level 4, in the dusk of the evening. Yeah, a few new areas are opened up, a few new areas are shut down, so, again, you do at least get slight variations upon the level to keep you going. It's, just some areas are open and others are not, so... Yeah, I believe this was actually done as a bit of a development cost-cutting measure, because... Okay, to kind of square in on a bit of trivia that I might end up spoiling a little bit later on, yeah, levels were initially going to be like 2/3 bigger than what you see in the final game, so part of the reason why this was done was to make it easier on the art designers, but yeah, rest assured, a lot of the areas that you do see from, the base level you were meant to explore, it's just that you kind of explore them at different points throughout the game. Anyway, Cletus, being the slack-jawed yokel, is busy eating a skunk, but then again, he don't like Marge. Simpson, the wife character... Oh, that guy was killed before he even did anything. Yeah, anyway, you pretty much just collect a bunch of Cletus's crap, then you do another mission for him. We actually get to drive the car and do a thing, and whatever. Yeah, to be honest, there's really not too much more going on in this chapter apart from just finding out what happened to Bart, even though you can quite clearly tell what happened to him from the moment he was abducted. But, that's neither here nor there in this case. I mean, to talk about the level's artistry once again, I did mention that I do like the dusk setting. And yeah, it is pretty beautiful. I do happen to quite like the early evening setting in normal Springfield. It makes me treasure it while we can. Yes, the nuclear plant is still open, but in terms of new areas we do actually get to explore, as I believe we might be seeing as we pass through the nuclear plant here. Yes, indeed, we'll actually get to explore explore Mr. Burns's, his house. Now you take the hoose, the moose, the hoose. No, who noozle the hand the noodles? What am I talking about? I have no idea. Just quoting random Simpsons. Yeah, it's pretty much just the same generic fucking mission structure that I pretty much already exposited in, like, episodes 1 and 2, so really, what do you want? A practically based joke? There we go. 5 out of 7. Yeah, for these specific missions, just make sure that you stay within range of the target, and if you don't collect all the things that you pick up, then, well, he'll pretty much leave you in the dust, the green runs out, and unless, of course, his AI buggers around like this, or cars get in your way, yeah, I think it's gonna go a bit topsy-turvy. Although I will say that, I mean, in terms of, you know, the AI of the other cars around you, I don't find it to be quite as bad as some of the Grand Theft Auto games, because particularly in Vice City, I found that, again, I don't know if it was just an AI programming quirk, but I had a tendency of drivers getting very aggressive and sort of cutting in the middle of my way during, you know, police chases or during missions when I didn't want to cut in, so... Yeah, I don't know, maybe just a possible random GTA quirk, like, again, if you... kind of like one of those GTA 3 myths, where, again, if you drive a certain model of car, then more cars like that will show up on the street, which is how you could potentially get some of the hidden cars if you want to, you know, unlock the all-access car garage mission motrons. Whatever. Just waxing nostalgic about old GTA games, really. Loading, we are still loading, time to get a change of clothes. With inmate Marge from that episode Marge in Chains. Because I know episodes, because I'm a nerd. And Frostilicus is still there. Don't awaken till the year 10,000.
What do you have that won't put too much meat on my caboose?
I'm so glad you came. If I don't increase profits, I'll have to sell Sanjay to the Krusty Burger.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the mission, I just sort of wanted to show it off. Anyway, before we get to the next cutscene, in terms of any other outfits that Marge has to wear, I already mentioned Officer Marge on top of her regular outfit, as well as Inmate Marge that you're seeing here, so, yeah, the last outfit she has is her Chanel suit from that, Marge second-class Springfield whatever thing.
You've got to help me. I have to find out what happened to my baby boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was a city slicker. But I ain't telling you nothing, less'n you help us with the harvest.
Harvest? If I'm going to be doing yard work, I better change, or my next mission will be to get mud stains out of green rayon.
It's a hard knock life for Marjorie Simpson. But yeah, anyway, to talk about, actually, I was just gonna talk about the scenes from the class struggle in Springfield, which, is probably the Marge episode that most immediately pops to mind when I think of the character. I mean, it has, like, a lot of great, jokes, a lot of funny moments. And again, it also touches on, like, a very Marge-centric sort of premise that the show, I mean, at least from my perspective, really seems to delve into, but again, it was a nice episode. To talk about anything else in regards to the mission, this is pretty much just sort of putzing about while Cletus just sort of leads us in one direction or another. Again, nobody really seems to know what the hell's going on in regards to the crop circle, so it's really just sort of a bit of a bramble around town, really. Like, I mean, again, Lisa was sort of getting jerked around in her missions, but I think the difference there is that she was mainly focused on the straight and narrow, whereas at this point, we don't really have much of a lead to go on apart from, well, I mean, let's just call it what it is here, some extraterrestrial happenings. So really, I mean, I'm not going to say that the entire Chapter 4 is a complete wash, but I don't know, it does kind of strike me as sort of running the gamut and making me wonder if maybe there might have been a few cut elements, you know, things that are going a little bit hush-hush, the good spot, if you will. Yeah, but anyway, to talk about other Marge moments, or at least episodes, I can't really think of too many that don't involve, like, secondary characters like a Homer or Bart or whatever, but yeah, anyway, this is Mr. Burns' house. You can also explore it to the fullest, but I guess when it comes to Marge-centric stuff that I tend to find funny, it's usually just, like, small lines here or there, like, one that immediately pops to mind is, you know, Lisa gloating over an achievement and Marge being like, Lisa, nobody liked a gloater. Right, Homer? Yeah. See? I think that might have been the episode where Mr. Burns actually got poor. See, yes, it all ties together. We were in Mr. Burns' house, in his power plant, and now I'm talking about the episode where he does the little Lisa recycling plant, and everybody becomes a recycling zombie, as they are today. Because how dare we save our environment from the tyrannical terrors of pollution and death and destruction for the children, as well as for the common good of humanity, because the planet takes millions upon millions of years and eons to recover its natural resources. So yeah, we're living on a dying rock. How are the rest of you guys? Alright, but I mean, facetiousness aside though, yeah, just pretty much escape from the car. So we're not really feeling gutsy today. Just make sure you run out of the red, and push in the love. Do 5 more Iroquois twists, Iroquois twists, Iroquois Pliskins, if you will. Whatever, pat it out for enough time and let's do it.
Now, about your query. My grandpappy done seen one of them corn drawings once, but he's with Allah now. You might'n should ask some other old folks about it. Maybe try around the graveyard.
Thanks, Cletus.
'Twarn't nothing.
How about that?
Oh no, Marge was bad. But anyway, since we're a criminal, we don't exactly have free access to a car, so we need to get our daughter to drive us to work. In which case, right over here to Hans Moleman. Excellent.
Excuse me, Hans Moleman. Can you help me?
Shh! I'm hiding from the police. If the police find me out past curfew, they'll throw me in jail. I won't survive another night in jail.
Well, I was wondering if you've ever seen a crop circle.
Talk to Abe. He mentioned crop circles once. Hurry up and get to the home before the police lock the doors.
Oh, nobody's gay for Moleman. I still think my absolute favorite joke was, I think it was the same episode where Bart was adopted by Mr. Was it when Bart was adopted by Mr. Burns? I can't quite remember. It was pretty. Whatever. The basic joke was that okay, I'm sorry for laughing so much. It was pretty much the joke where some guy kidnapped Hans Moleman to kind of mold him back into being a Simpsons family member. It's like, Mr. Simpson, you got your son back. Mom, Dad, I missed you. Cowabunga, dudes. God, that gave me the googles.
Grandpa, do you know anything about crop circles?
What? Huh? I can't tell you about crop circles right now. Those lousy renegades stole my pills. Without my ag relief, I'll start biting nurses. You don't need the lawsuit. You darn racket crop circles and begging ag relief.
Oh, dear.
And this is finally the mission where things finally begin to, well, get the plot moving, really. Why we couldn't have done this to begin with? I don't know. Need a filler, I suppose, but anyway, there are wolves after me and they stole Grandpa's pills. So you pretty much need to track down all the people that stole Abe Simpson's pills and, well, like any old people, guzzle them down like the candy. You know, because candy's like the party man. And you're gonna be doing such good partying with those old people drugs. Because God knowing, going to a dealer out in this time of night is not really good for Nelson, even though he probably does go out to those sorts of dealers. Whatever. Anyway, it's time for a little bit of trivia since I feel like I've kind of rambled long enough. Yeah, to talk about something I mentioned a little bit earlier about the different ports of the game. Again, this game was ported to the PlayStation 2, Xbox, PC, and GameCube. And the GameCube version, take that Nelson, Haw Haw, as the character is believed to say it as catchiola phrase. Yeah, the GameCube version was actually considered an afterthought by Vivendi Universal, primarily due to the fact that the system had a very small user base, which, again, if you thought Nintendo's third-party support was bad these days, even with the GameCube's Capcom 5 and Eternal Darkness and Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, yeah, back then it was still kinda cap of shit. But anyway, because it was given such an afterthought and given the already rushed development cycle of Simpsons Hit and Run as it was, yeah, that entire version of the game was saved from the scrap heap by Radical Entertainment programmer Carl Brisebois. Brisois, I apologize for mispronouncing that name, and it is a Canadian company after all. But anyway, it was because of him he compiled the code and converted it in just a few weeks, and as such, yeah, he pretty much saved the GameCube version from an early grave, so any fans of The Simpsons Hit and Run on the GameCube, you have him to thank. Unless it runs kinda shunkily, in which case, Well, I'm not really too sure. I mean, I'd assume it runs well, because from what I've checked, I've heard that the Xbox version is apparently the best version of Hit and Run to get due to its output and stability. The PS2 version is allegedly the weakest, and yeah, apparently the GameCube version is somewhere in the middle, so yeah, I mean, for a seemingly okay port, good on Carl. That is to say, Breeze Boy, or Bribois, or whatever the fuck his name is. Oh no, yeah, you're gonna be noticing a lot of this actually, like where you'll have like a bunch of time missions to go to and fro, then when you get back to another certain point they'll have a car chase which gives you a little bit of extra time, then you evade them, then you get a little bit more time, no, you get a little bit more of additional time, and in that case you can pretty much just go back to your objective. I guess that's meant to be partially their way of making you hurry up, that's...
Here's your crazy medicine, Grandpa.
Hot diggity! Sweet, sweet medication! Gimme, gimme, gimme!
Oh, great. Now I need something to wake him up.
So yeah, we pretty much just go to the shops and get some caffeine pills, which I thought you might need a thing from your GP in order to get, but... well, this is Springfield. Squadala. Anyway, well, okay, we're not quite done yet, but on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keeping new metal, and I'll talk more about the game's mission structure next time, as it's really stretching a lot of its anemic, anorexic content fairly well thin. By the way, if you enter the store each and every time, yeah, you do see a different animation play out between Snake and Mole Man, or Krusty or Mo looking at porno mags. Those creepy little customers. But anyway, catch you do's and dudettes next time, and enjoy the cutscene. See ya later.
Maybe these will jog your memory.
Huh? What?
For the last freaking time, tell me about the crap circles.
There I was surrounded by Tojo and his Nazi henchmen, when one of them, a raccoon as I recall, hits me with a banjo. Now, I never reasoned with a raccoon, let alone a Nazi one, so I...
Grandpa, what does this have to do with the crap circle?
Not a thing! Where was I? Right, now, the first time I rode in a water car... Okay. It was so long ago that I'll have to describe it in sepia tone. Well, as I recall, it was sort of a cosmic kind of thing, shaped kind of like a planet with an old-fashioned radio antenna coming off it.
A planet with an antenna? That sounds awfully familiar. I think it was at the Quickie Mart. That's it. It was on a bottle of pop. Maybe that will jog Bart's memory.